This is Josiah Plays Dragon Age Origins. We're in the basement of the Mage Tower, still doing the Mage class origin story. We've got with us Jowan and Lily, and my character Caitlin, who is a mage, obviously.
The Chantry calls this entrance the Victim's Door. It is built of 277 planks, one for each original Templar. It is a reminder of all the dangers those cursed with magic pose.
How do you know this?
Initiates must learn the Circle's history if they are to work with Templars and mages.
It looks just like any other door.
The doors can be opened only by a Templar and a mage entering together. The Chantry provides the password, which primes the ward, and the mage touches it with mana to release it.
Okay, it seems like they went to a lot of trouble to secure this door, and for them to do all that and then just have it easily bypassed by a Rod of Fire, which is a thing that you can just get from the storeroom, seems like a pretty major oversight. Since you have the password, can't Jowan help you enter?
The ward only responds to the touch of one who has been through the harrowing.
So, what must I do?
First, the password. Sword of the Maker, Tears of the Fade.
What was that?
The password only primes the door. Now it must feel the touch of mana. Any spell will do, but hurry.
The touch, the feel of mana, the fabric of our lives. Wait, I thought I had to use the Rod of Fire. The first door that leads into the repository was made to be opened by representatives of both the Chantry and the Circle. Lily's password and your magic got you past it. Now to find the phylactery chamber. Ah, it's going to be the phylactery chamber that I need.
Do you have the rod with you? Melt the locks off.
Perhaps later.
Later? If you haven't noticed, we're not out for a leisurely stroll in the woods here. Give it to me, I'll do it. Lily, something's not right. I can't cast spells here. Nothing works.
These wards carved into the stone. This must be the Templars' work. They negate any magic cast within this area. I should have guessed. Why would Gregor and Irving use simple keys for such a door? Because magical keys don't work. How do you keep mages away from something? Make their powers completely worthless. That's it then. We're finished. We can't get in.
That door there, where does it lead?
I don't know. Do you think it's another way in?
That door probably leads to another part of the repository. What are the chances of there being another entrance?
It's worth a try.
We can't get into the chamber the way we planned, but we're not about to give up. We can see where this door leads, but I don't think it'll be easy. It looks locked for one.
The rod will work on those locks, shouldn't it?
Yes, let's hope they haven't warded that door as well.
Let's hurry, we've wasted enough time.
Enter the phylactery chamber and destroy Jowan's phylactery. The Rod of Fire proved useless against the second door. It has been warded by the Templars to resist all magic. You must now find another route into the phylactery room. I think we're gonna do this. That is a completely ridiculous place to keep a dagger. But whatever. Not possible to pick.
I'm not giving up. We've come too far.
The suit of armor looks pretty ominous.
We'll need another way into the phylactery chamber. Let's explore the repository.
I'm so nervous things will go wrong.
Don't worry, Jowan.
I'm trying.
That thing is gonna come to life and murder me. I guess not. Rod of fire. That doesn't look very fiery.
Both
More
are not
weapons
good.
ahead! Enemies! Why don't you
shit.
just die? It's begun. Is everyone all right?
Jowan, is your AI set to not do a fucking thing? She's got some AI. He's got some AI. Why is he not doing anything? Well, it doesn't really matter. Problem is dealt with.
Very well. There is no glory in bloodshed! I shall do it.
Health poultice and lyrium dust. Some coins. I like how these poultices don't tell you how much health they restore. I don't know if it's a percentage or just a flat amount. I don't know what the amount is. I mean, it's not really going to be a big deal, but just as a general rule, I think games should give a better... wooden crate. Some blank vellum. Level up.
Very well.
Level up.
As you say.
Okay, I like... 22 magic, 20 willpower. And we'll get expert coercion. And I get a spell. Frost weapons. Shock is a cone of lightning. It'd be nice to have regeneration. But if I want regeneration... I have to get rejuvenate first. Short-term boost to mana or stamina regeneration. Tactics slots acquired. That's okay, I don't use tactics on her. Can I use this on myself? I cannot use it on myself. Not sure how good this actually is until I have a chance to use it in a real situation.
Very well.
Rock salve. A salve of animal tallow that smells foul and is filled with tiny shards of rock. Gives you some armor and physical resistance, but decreases your speed. Ranked creatures. The names of particularly challenging opponents are displayed in different colors to draw attention to the significant threat they represent. Opponents with yellow names are more challenging and aggressive than average. Orange names represent extremely powerful enemies capable of threatening a full party of adventurers by themselves. Let's learn about Deep Stalkers. A fool trusts his eyes. A wise man fears every rock is a deep stalker. Dwarven saying. Possibly the strangest of all the creatures found in the deep roads is the Deep Stalker. Tezpadam, as the dwarves call them, hunt in packs, generally by burrowing underground and then striking when their prey is in their midst. Stalkers come in several types. Spitters have venom glands and can spit secretions that slow or injure their prey. Jumpers hurl themselves at their targets, knocking them down and making the kill easier. The most common variety scares its prey, leaving the unfortunate victim helpless against the rest of the pack. Well, that sounds like a pain. Stalker leader. Do they have leaders? Is this an elected position? Oh, look at all this. Standard shit and a small clear natural crystal. This crystal exudes a pungent earthy smell as if of a forest swept with rain. Crystals, these are used for shale, who's one of the possible companions in the game, and probably one of the ones I'm going to be using. I think I can have 3 companions. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have Liliana, Shale, and Ogren. Pretty sure it's going to be Leliana, Shale, and Ogren. Could be Leliana, Shale, and Sten. I'm not sure.
Very well. We must not exhaust our supplies. Damn you!
Let's do this quickly!
Alright. What's in here?
I shall do it.
What do we have here? An ephemeralist's belt. This plain strip of leather bears the mark of the Formari beneath the buckle. 1% spirit resistance. Wow. An injury kit containing bandages and other healing aids. These you have to use when you get injured by getting dropped in combat.
It shall be done.
Couple more items. An apprentice's amulet. The copper pendant on this chain once bore this emblem of the circle, but generations of worrying hands have rubbed the design completely away. The smooth metal is oddly comforting to hold. 5 resist, and some armor. But I still prefer my Pearl of the Anointed. We also got an iced band. The black surface of this ring always looks frosted over, yet the wearer feels no discomfort. Gives some cold resistance. Cool. Literally. Going this way now. A wooden crate with some elf fruit in it. Magic staff.
I'm more dangerous than I look!
No quarter shall be given! Away with you!
I love this game.
Quickly! We must fight!
Missed some loot back here. 12 copper. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to do without that 12 copper?
We'll need another way into the phylactery chamber. Let's explore the repository.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm not going to be able to afford bus fare. Coitus branches. What are you talking about, Son Gnif? What are you literally talking about?
Very well.
This is a fun room. Just got your ass kicked by Pandora. Oh, you started playing it. Are you having fun? Coitus branches like intercourse twigs, you know? No, I don't know. The damage the Darkspawn inflict is not limited to violence they commit. Their presence appears to corrupt, tainting the earth and all that lives. This staff was once mahogany heartwood, but no more. Where the wood ends and the metal begins is not even clear. If I were to wield this, it would be much better than what I'm wielding. Fuck sticks, but yes, it was fun. The AI is fucking brutal. That sounds great. That's what you want, right?
Wow, that old wall's about to come down any moment. There's something odd about that statue.
I wonder who this statue is.
Greetings.
Maker's breath, did it just say something?
I am the essence and spirit of Eleni Zenobia, once consort and advisor to Archon Valerius. Prophecy my crime, cursed to stone for foretelling the fall of my lord's house.
Please stop talking. Archon Valerius?
I'm not sure. The Archons were the lords of the Imperium.
Forever shall you stand on the threshold of my proud fortress, he said, and tell your lies to all who pass. But my lord found death at the hands of his enemies, and his once proud fortress crumbled to dust, as I foretold.
A Teventa statue! Don't listen to it. The Teventa lords dabbled in many forbidden arts. This is a wicked thing.
So, how much of it have you played now, son? Did you just play one game of it and get your ass kicked, or what? How did they do this? Is she still alive?
Weep not for me, child. Stone they made me, and stone I am, eternal and unfeeling. And I shall endure till the Maker returns to light their fires again.
What does that mean?
Ambiguous rubbish, it could mean anything. I can do it too. The sun grows dark, but lo, here comes the dawn.
Stop talking to it. Please, both of you.
Well, we can't do much with it anyway.
Come on, Jowan. Let's go.
The Teventa Imperium. Sound like a bunch of assholes. The Imperium is little more than a dilapidated old slattern, crouching in the far north of Thedas, drunkenly cursing at passers-by to recall her faded beauty. One can see that Minrathous was once the center of the world. The vestiges of her power and artistry yet stand, but they are buried in the layers of filth that the Imperium's decadence has accumulated over the ages. The Magocracy live in elegant stone towers, literally elevated above the stench of the slaves and peasants below. The outskirts of Minrathous are awash in a sea of refugees turned destitute by the never-ending war between the Imperium and the Qunari. And yet the Imperium survives. Whether with sword or magic, Teventa remains a force to be reckoned with. Minrathous has been besieged by men, by Qunari, by Andraste herself, and never fallen. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar, by Brother Genetivi. We also learned about ranked creatures. Also a bookcase here.
It shall be
I
done.
think the phylactery chamber is on the other side of the wall behind this bookcase.
The wall looks weak in spots here.
We should be able to find something that can knock some of the bricks loose.
But the bookcase is in the way.
If we work together, we can shift it. Come on. Now we just need to find a way to get through this wall.
We already moved the bookcase. There's no need to move it further. You and Jowan moved the bookcase, exposing the weakened wall to the phylactery chamber. Now, what is this little guy?
Use this with the rod. I'm sure it'll work. Hurry, the clock's ticking.
That was simple enough. Blah, 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 magic.
This is the phylactery chamber. It worked.
Yes, it worked.
We must find Jowan's phylactery, quickly.
Where would it be?
With the other apprentice phylacteries, I imagine.
Let's look around then.
It shouldn't be hard to find. There aren't many phylacteries here.
Oh shit.
As you say. Why can't this be easier? It shall be done. It is begun.
Got a gold ring. Made of solid gold. This ring has no adornments beyond the obvious expense of the metal. Wow, it's worth a gold coin. I think a gold is a lot of money in this. A lot-ish. Got a trade manifest. A manifest of goods more interesting for the trade route it describes. Valuable to any merchant looking to expand his business. Where does this lead? Ah, this leads back the way we came. That's that door we couldn't get through before.
I'm so nervous things will go wrong.
Don't worry,
I'm
Jowan.
trying.
Jowan's phylactery. Just that easy, I guess. Here it is. You see Jowan's phylactery in a corner of this case.
That's my phylactery! You found it! I can't believe this tiny vial stands between me and freedom. So fragile. So easy just to be rid of it. To end its hold over me. And I am free.
I expected a larger room and many more phylacteries.
Only apprentice phylacteries are stored in the Circle Tower. This tiny room could not hold the phylacteries of every mage who has passed through the tower doors.
Come on, you two. We're done here and we should leave.
The sooner we're out of here, the better.
I do not want to stay here a moment longer.
Enter the phylactery chamber and destroy Jowan's phylactery. You found Jowan's phylactery, and he has destroyed it. It's time for you to make your escape. Get out of the repository and make your way to the circle's main doors. Well, we're almost at the end of the mage origin story, finally. Let's get out of here. We win. We did it.
We did it! I can't believe it! Thank you. We could never have...
So what you said was true, Irving.
This looks bad.
Gregor.
An initiate conspiring with a blood mage. I'm disappointed, Lily. She seems shocked, but fully in control of her own mind. Not a thrall of the blood mage, then. You were right, Irving. The initiate has betrayed us. The Chantry will not let this go unpunished. And this one. Newly a mage and already flouting the rules of the Circle.
I'm disappointed in you. You could have told me what you knew of this plan, and you didn't.
You don't care for the mages. You just bow to the Chantry's every whim.
He's kind of got a point. He's kind of got a point. Jowan, please don't make it worse.
Enough! As Knight Commander of the Templars here assembled, I sentence this blood mage to death. And this initiate has scorned the Chantry and her vows. Take her to Aenar.
The mage's prison. No. Please, no. Not there.
No! I won't let you touch her!
Oh look, he is a blood mage. What a shocker. Blood magic is apparently no joke.
By the Maker. Blood magic. How could you? You said you never...
I admit, I dabbled. I thought it would make me a better mage.
Blood magic is evil, Jowan. It corrupts people. Changes them.
I'm going to give it up. All magic. I just want to be with you, Lily. Please come with me.
I trusted you. I was ready to sacrifice everything for you. I don't know who you are, Blood Mage. Stay away from me.
Are you all right? Where's Gregor?
I knew it. Blood magic. But to overcome so many, I never thought him capable of such power.
Jowan said he wasn't a blood mage.
None of us expected this. Are you all right, Gregor?
As good as can be expected given the circumstances. If you had let me act sooner, this would not have happened. Now we have a blood mage on the loose and no way to track him down.
Yes, Jowan destroyed his phylactery.
Where is the girl?
I am here, sir.
You helped a blood mage. Look at all he's hurt.
Lily didn't know Jowan was a blood mage.
You've been a friend, but you needn't defend me any longer. Knight Commander, I was wrong. I was accomplice to a blood mage. I will accept whatever punishment you see fit. Even Aenar.
Get her out of my sight. And you. You know why the repository exists. Some artifacts, some magics are locked away for a reason.
Did you take anything important from the repository?
No. You can clearly see the staff on my back. Like, sticking up above my... I mean, it's right there. No, certainly didn't take a staff.
Very well. I believe you.
But your antics have made a mockery of this circle. What are we to do with you?
I had no idea he was a blood mage.
And you think this excuses you? You helped a blood mage escape. All our prevention measures for naught because of you.
Knight Commander, if I may, I'm not only looking for mages to join the King's army, I'm also recruiting for the Grey Wardens. Irving spoke highly of this mage, and I would like her to join the Warden ranks.
Duncan, this mage has assisted a Malefica, and shown no lack of regard for the Circle's rules.
She is a danger. To all of us.
It is a rare person who risks all for a friend in need. I stand by my decision. I will recruit this mage.
No! I refuse to let this go unpunished!
If the Grey Wardens will have me, I will gladly go.
Rhaegar, mages are needed. This mage is needed. Worse things plague this world than blood mages. You know that. I take this young mage under my wing and bear all responsibility for her actions.
A blood mage escapes, and his accomplice is not only unpunished, but is rewarded by becoming a Grey Warden. Are our rules nothing? Have we lost all authority over our mages? This does not bode well, Irving.
Enough. We have no more say in this matter.
Am I to leave the circle forever?
The Circle never forgets its apprentices. But the Grey Wardens shall be your family now.
Thank you for everything, First Enchanter.
Come. Your new life awaits.
And that's the end of the mage origin story. Now we move into the extended tutorial, but this next part is for all classes and backgrounds.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korcari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelin, I didn't expect
A royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
I'm Caitlin, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. I understand you hail from the Circle of Magi. I trust you have some spells to help us in the coming battle.
I'm only recently out of my apprenticeship.
Your abilities are still above those of other men. That the Grey Wardens have recruited you says much. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You're too kind, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
If you play a city elf during this scene, you can be super rude to the king, and I was when I played my city elf. Because at that point, after the city elf origin story, which is horrifically brutal, I was super pissed at humans. And you can just, like, diss the shit out of this king. It sounds like the blight is almost over.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
Kaelon is such a fool.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
You can be rude as a dwarf, too. I never played the dwarves past the dwarf origin story. I really like the dwarf noble origin story. It's actually my favorite one out of all the origins. Dwarf commoner is good, too. Something odd about the body proportions in this game. I never really noticed it. He didn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True. Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Why not? He seems to regard the Grey Wardens highly.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining, in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
Why is this ritual so secret?
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, you must trust that what is done is necessary.
Is this anything like the harrowing?
It is an ordeal. I'm sorry that you must endure another so soon.
Am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Achievement unlocked. Harrowed. New Codex. King Kaelon. New Codex. The Korkari Wilds. Area unlocked. Ostagar. New quest. Joining the Grey Wardens. The Korkari Wilds. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Almari peoples stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arlings stood on the border of the dark forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened wilder folk. Any one of them, he said, could harbor a demon inside and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years, the forest rang with screams, and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Arl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from one son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. When her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arling stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Korcari Wilds. There are as many legends about the great southern forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the chastened eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Korcari Wilds. There is nothing beyond. The Wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? From Land of the Wilders by Mother Alis, Chantry Scholar, 918 Dragon. The Aenar. When the Imperium occupied the area that is present-day Ferelden, they had two sites dedicated to magical experimentation at the extreme ends of the Imperial Highway. The southern one was the fortress of Ostagar, which looked out over the Korcari Wilds. The northern one was Aenar, although the exact location is now a secret known only to a handful of Templars. Whatever it was that Tevinter were trying to discover at Aenar, their work was never completed. The fortress was overrun by disciples of Andraste upon hearing the news of her death. According to legend, it was a massacre, eerily silent, for the invaders caught the mages while all but one of them were in the Fade. The site was left structurally sound but spiritually damaged. Possibly because of this, the Chantry chose to put it to use as a prison. Accused Maleficarum and apostates are held in the confines of Aenar. Those who have a powerful connection to the Fade, and particularly to demons, will inevitably attract something across the veil, making the guilty somewhat easier to tell from the innocent. From Of Fires, Circles, and Templars, A History of Magic in the Chantry, by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. King Caelan Theron. I'd hoped for a war like in the tales, a king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. He's such an idiot. Son of the legendary King Merrick Theron, Caelan was the first Ferelden king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen, Anora. I like Anora. Everybody else hates Anora, but I like her. Logain MacTyr. It takes more than legends to win a battle. Logain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Merrick, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Orlesian Empire. Merrick raised his friend to the nobility, and Logain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. The Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the Whisperer awoke at last, in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The First Blight. Venities 8-7. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land. A blight. Pretty serious. You were caught leaving the repository. Jowan escaped to the use of blood magic, showing that he was lying to both you and the woman he claimed to love, and Lily was taken away for her part in his folly. And you accepted a place within the Grey Wardens, a role that Irving had intended for you all along. Joining the Grey Wardens. Find the Grey Warden Alistair. You have arrived at the King's Camp, just outside the Korkari Wilds in the ruin known as Ostagar. Duncan has told you that when you are ready to begin the joining, you should seek out the Grey Warden named Alistair somewhere in camp. I got the items from the party members who were taken away. Robes of this kind are worn by the brothers and sisters of the Chantry. Hey, look at me. I'm religious now. So religious. I actually kind of look good in this. But no. I don't know why I even have 12 strength. Oh, because I have items that are adding. I get 1 for being a human, and 2 from the items I'm wearing. Actually, we'll do a real save here. As I look around, hey, we found some elf fruit. See, at this point, I have a bunch of elf fruit and lyrium dust. I could make some potions if I had flasks, but I have to have flasks. It's a mystery why the fighting hounds of Ferelden desire treats composed partially of plant matter. The crunch is also a mystery. Mabari Crunch restores a small amount of a Mabari hound's health and stamina over time and cures it of a single injury. Oh, Mabari Crunch is nice if you've got a hound in your party. If you play a human noble, you start with the Mabari hound. You have a dog with you actually in the you have your dog even in the origin story.
Make her watch over you, my lady. Make her watch over you, my lady.
But only human nobles get that. Other people have to wait until later to find a dog.
Make her watch over you, my lady. Make her watch over you, my lady.
A beef bone? You have found a gift. Open the inventory screen, switching to the party member, then right-clicking on the item and selecting gift. In the radio menu. Characters are sometimes reluctant to talk about themselves on the open road. A shoulder of beef with bone attached. Not beef. What savagery is this?
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Grab some elf fruit. Seriously, I can't just walk up that little step. Okay, I can. Oh, I need to have a rogue with me to open that.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Man, I got a lot of Maker watching over me. These ruins are pretty cool. Tevinter ruins. There's a cool ass tower.
Make her watch over you, my lady. Make her watch over you, my lady.
We'll get to go inside there later.
Today, 2 units of men arrived every hour, and they expect to double that tomorrow. Still, the Terran worries that may not be enough. Today, 2 units of men arrived every hour, and they expect to double that tomorrow. Still, the Terran worries that may not be enough. The Tower of Ishal is off limits. The men stationed inside are securing it now.
What is the Tower of Ishal?
I think they used it once to watch for wilders coming out of the forest.
Why is the tower off limits exactly?
By orders of Terran Loghain. The tower is being secured by his men to be used during battle. I'm told they discovered some lower chambers, and they don't know how far down they go, so for now, everyone's to stay out.
Lower chambers?
I didn't see anything like that when I was there, but who knows?
This is a pretty large ruin.
Goes back to the time of the Tevinter Imperium. Dwarven make. That's probably why it's still standing.
I should go.
Make her speed your steps. You don't want to go into the Tower of Ishal. It's off limits for now, I'm afraid.
Okay. Here's the bridge.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Hail, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought. This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Terran Loghain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Do I hear dogs barking?
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The King has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
The Circle of Magi is here.
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
Where's the king?
Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Loghain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tairn Loghain wild, that does.
Is there anywhere to get supplies?
Quartermaster. He's just a bit to the northwest.
I'm gonna ask you something else.
Go on, then.
Where is Duncan's tent?
Not far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
I'm looking for a Grey Warden named Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
I'll be on my way.
Good luck to you, then.
New Codex, Ostagar. Representing the furthest point of encroachment by the ancient Tevinter Imperium into the barbarian lands of the southeast, the fortress of Ostagar was once one of the most important defensive holdings south of the Waking Sea. It stood at the edge of the Korkari wilds, watching for any signs of invasion by the barbarians known today as the Chastened Wilders. Straddling a narrow pass in the hills, the fortress needed to be bypassed to reach the fertile lowlands to the north, and proved to be exceedingly difficult for the Wilders to attack because of its naturally defensible position. Like most Imperial holdings in the south, Ostagar was abandoned after Tevinter's collapse during the First Blight. It was successfully sacked by the Chastened Wilders, and then, as the Chastened threat dwindled following the creation of the modern Ferelden nation, fell to ruin completely. It has remained unmanned for 4 centuries, though most of the walls still stand, as does the tall Tower of Ishal, named after the great Archon that ordered its construction. Ostagar remains a testament to the magical power of the Imperium that created it. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. We've also learned about gifts. Alright. Lots of stuff to see and do here in the Ostagar camp. Royal Enclave.
Greetings. King Kalen is not in his tent right now?
Tell me about the king. You must see him a lot.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Tairn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
How should I know?
I thought Grey Wardens knew all about the Darkspawn. The king thought it was funny that Tairn called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
The queen?
She's the Tairn's daughter. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it.
I should go.
As you wish. Greetings. King Kalen is not in his tent right now.
Do you know where he is?
I believe he's with the Grey Wardens in camp, drinking. He holds them in high regard, you know, as his father did.
All right.
As you wish. You approach the tent of Tairn Loghain. State your business.
Tell me about Tairn Loghain.
How can you not know of Loghain? He helped free Ferelden. He was the brains behind King Maric's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Maric rewarded him by making him a Tairn. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
Is the Tairn inside? What's he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activities.
Surely you could tell me a little about him.
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days. The Tairn's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Tairn speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Tairn Loghain tells him. Without the Tairn, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
I would like an audience with the Tan, please.
I suppose you have a message for him. Hold on, then.
Oh, shit.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume.
I didn't even know I could meet with Loghain here. Or I'd forgotten. How do you know that?
His Majesty could not contain his excitement after your meeting. How could I not hear about you? Kaelin's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
No, I didn't know that.
Marek respected the Grey Wardens. They have an honored place in the hearts of our people. But Marek would have understood that it takes more than legends to win a battle. That's not an argument I'll repeat here. I hear you're from the Circle of Magi. First Enchanter spoke highly of you. A great achievement, for one so young. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
I don't know.
If Kaelin has his way, you will. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
You don't seem very fond of him.
He is Marek's son, and the leader of my beloved Ferelden, and a very young man. I try to keep that in mind, as should you.
Achievement unlocked, persuasive. King Marek Theron. It's difficult to separate the man from the myth. The last survivor of the bloodline of King Calenhad, the Silver Knight. Marek drove the Orlesian forces from Ferelden's borders, reclaimed the throne, and freed our people from foreign tyranny. All true, and all larger than life. He was born in hiding near Cathal's crossing to the rebel Queen Moira, and grew up in the rebel camps, an outlaw in his own country. When the rebel queen died, Marek inherited her homeless nobles, malcontents, and displaced freeholders, and with the aid of his friend Loghain MacTyr, built them into an army. After the pivotal Battle of River Dane, Marek took the throne. He married Rowan, daughter of Rendorn Gweren, Arl of Redcliffe, and began the long, slow process of rebuilding everything Arlay had demolished during 70 years of occupation. From Ferelden, Folklore and History, by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. We didn't get anything new about Loghain, though, did we? No.
You approach the tent of Tairn Loghain. State your business.
I should go.
Very well.
Look carefully, men. This wretched thing is a darkspawn. They're strong and cunning and smart, but don't listen to those old wives' tales. They can be killed. Stick them with your sword enough, and they go down. Their blood is black as sin and poisonous. Don't even touch it. You get tainted with that blood, and you may as well slit your throat. We've lost many dogs already. Had to muzzle them to keep them from biting. It's a long and painful way to die.
Sounds serious.
Hail to you.
Perhaps one day we will finally destroy these vile things, and the Maker shall be pleased.
Maker watch over you, my lady. I was told all Howe's forces are overdue.
Hail to you.
How do you do?
Hail to you. Is it my imagination, or is the smell of that forest getting worse?
We're all going to get sick. That's what happens.
It's a genlock.
Whoa, don't touch the carcass. Whoa, don't touch the carcass. We'll be burning it so it doesn't infect anything.
If I was a rogue, I could also get into that chest.
This is supposed to be the battle that sends these Darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We've won every battle, but there's more of them each time.
Makes you wonder if them Grey Wardens are right.
I don't want to think about that.
Sounds like the perfect time to get drunk, if you ask me.
When do the reinforcements arrive? Are they really from Orlais? Have you heard about the King and Tairn Loghain arguing? Has it been getting colder? Every day seems colder.
Good night for it, Warden. Good night for it, Warden.
The Tairn will make short work of those Darkspawn. Just you watch.
The last scouting party made it back last night. Barely.
What do you mean?
Only 2 of them made it, and one was minus a leg. The injured one died last night. They said his blood was already turning black.
Maker's breath. Where are they all coming from?
Sounds ominous. Sounds very, very ominous.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the though all before me is darkness, yet shall the Maker's light be my guide. Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker.
Ooh, a short bow.
It is begun.
And an axe. A bow made for firing at a short range. 12 dexterity, which I have. I could actually use this bow instead of the staff if I wanted to. But I won't be doing that. A gray iron axe. Gray iron is a tier 2 material. It's obviously seen a lot of use. So that makes it a better weapon than something
Blessed
made
are
out
the
of iron.
peacekeepers, the champions of the just.
There are lots of Darkspawn, different kinds. We're getting reports of things we've never even heard of. Our short friend here, for instance, is something called a genlock. They're pretty common in the Horde, but we've seen others much larger. We don't know where these new Darkspawn are coming from, or what they can do. All I can say is to use caution. There aren't any we've seen that won't die once they bleed enough. Whoa, don't touch the carcass. We'll be burning it so it doesn't infect anything.
Alright, let's see.
Hail to you. Hail to you.
Hey, it's Duncan.
You found our tent, I see. Is there something you need?
I have some questions.
Alistair can help you with those. I had hoped he would be back by now.
Damn, he's just straight up like, nope, I'm not answering your fucking questions. Kick rocks.
It's good to have Grey Wardens amongst us. With their help, perhaps we can push these things back underground for good.
Hail. You're one
There's
of
a
Duncan's
Mabari
new
hound.
recruits, correct? I can't let you through to the Korkari Wilds until he gives the word.
Why not?
The Korkari Wilds is a dangerous place. More so now that it crawls with Darkspawn. They say the Great Blight began deep within its forests. One of our scouting patrols has been gone for 3 days. We're taking bets on who got them first, the Darkspawn or the Witches of the Wilds.
Witches of the Wilds?
Oh, sure. There's an old legend in these parts about Flemeth, the apostate sorceress who conquered this area centuries ago. She united the chasing barbarians and invaded the farmlands. That's when the great hero, Cormac, destroyed her army with his. Took her head right off, so they say. Their daughters survived and became the Witches of the Wild. Tales tell of them plaguing this area since. Mostly superstitions, stealing babies and spoiling milk.
Spoiling milk? Like, if you got magical power, that's how you're gonna use it? To spoil some milk? And you think these witches exist?
Only when it's dark and the wind is bad. No doubt those patrols met some darkspawn. That's enough for anyone to worry about. At any rate, that's why Duncan doesn't want you wandering out without his say-so. Hail! Sorry, like I said, I can't let you through.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Sorry, I have my orders.
Okay, what if I just do this?
Hail! Sorry, like I said, I can't let you through. Take care.
Fine. Ash Warriors.
Our time before battle is spent painting our hounds with caddis, in preparation. We must see to our hounds. To an Ash Warrior, a hound is as much a weapon as a blade. Our time before battle, lead me to my preparations.
The hounds painted up look so cool.
My respects to you, Grey Warden. My weapons thirst for darkspawn blood. Soon battle will be upon us. My respect. I do not wish to speak. Not before the battle begins.
You there, elf. What's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Turnlogane that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Hello? I'm sorry, is there something you needed?
What do you mean?
I deliver messages around the camp. You have a message for me?
No, I just wanted to talk.
You want to talk to me? I'm not in trouble, am I?
Not that I know of.
Oh, that's a relief. I'm one of the king's servants, which means I run messages around and make deliveries all day long. If you fall behind, you get the switch from the quartermaster. Oh, I wish I were back at the palace. There are far more places to hide. I better go. If the quartermaster sees me chatting, he'll think I'm being lazy, and that'll be my hide. But it was nice talking to someone.
The elves get treated like so shit in this game.
What do you need? You haven't brought more instructions from the Ten, I hope.
More instructions?
Turnlogane has changed our scouting route a dozen times. If you're not from the town, what do you want? We're busy.
You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash Warriors.
What's an Ash Warrior?
Our training has been passed down since Lathias the Dwarf Son first harnessed the battle rage of the dwarves. It is an old tale.
Can I hear this old tale?
I am no bard, but I will do my best. Lathias was a claimed tribesman. Some said he was too short to be a warrior, but he was strong and fierce. His chieftain sent him to the dwarves of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance, where he fell in love with the king's daughter, Skya, and brought her back to his tribe. She taught Lathias to use the dwarven battle wrath to summon his strength and ignore all pain. Lathias then taught this to the Clane, who made him their chieftain.
What happened to him?
Lathias' prowess earned him the love of Morriganna, a beautiful chieftain of another tribe. When Skya learned of his seduction, she returned to her people. Lathias was grieved. He sent Morriganna away, but this only vexed her, and began a long war between their tribes. In the end, Lathias slew Morriganna in single combat. However, his wounds were great, and he perished when the rage ended. The dwarves came from Orzammar that day, and gave Lathias an honored burial in the mountains. And we live by his teachings even today.
So he betrayed his wife and killed his lover?
He was a great man with great passions. Perhaps you'll hear a more inspiring version in a tavern someday.
So what does an Ash Warrior do?
We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
Is a dog that good in combat?
A trained Mabari hound is as dangerous as any sword. We do not speak of a city pet or those things that sit in an old woman's lap.
Why have you painted your dogs?
They use scent to distinguish us from our enemies. The blood of battle can confuse them. So we paint ourselves with caddis, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same.
What if the enemy is painted with caddis as well?
Why? Would you steal our caddis and give it to the Darkspawn hordes?
Well, absolutely not.
Good. I hear death is unpleasant.
What are you preparing for?
To scout the wilds and watch the progression of the Darkspawn horde. With luck, we'll find and slaughter many stragglers. The hunt will be good if my hound survives the blood of his prey. If he dies, I shall mourn tonight.
Survives the blood? What do you mean?
Darkspawn blood is poisonous, but not always fatal. Those who survive grow immune to its effects. The wardens say that tainted blood drives even the survivors mad eventually. But not today. Today, we hunt and we kill.
Wouldn't it be smarter to leave your dogs behind?
They fight at our side. We don't fret over their safety as if they were children.
Tell me of Luthias the dwarf son.
I am no bard, but I will do my best. Luthias was acclaimed. She taught Luthias to use the dwarven battle wrath to summon his... The dwarves came from Orzammar that day and gave Luthias an honored burial in the mountains. And we live by his teachings even today.
What happened to his wife, Skea?
It is said that before the final battle, she returned to Luthias and gave him a shirt of dwarven chain, along with a final night of passion. Then she was gone forever. If she lived on in Orzammar, only the dwarven folk could say for certain.
Interesting legend. Thank you for telling me.
It was an honor.
I should be going.
My thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
Codex entry. Luthias dwarf's son. At an early age, Luthias was smaller than most children of the Alamari. At the age of 12, Luthias saved Tutha, the son of the tribal chief, from his own dog. The dog had gone rabid, and when it attacked Tutha, Luthias slew it with his bare hands. Luthias's father, Mabine, was impressed with Luthias's strength and bravery, and so took him in as his own son. When Luthias grew to manhood, he became known for his charisma and bravery. While shorter than his fellow warriors, Luthias was stronger and doughtier than any warrior in the tribe. When Luthias was still a young man, Mabine sent him to the dwarven city of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance. Mabine's tribe had come into conflict with other Alamari, and he needed as much help as he could get. Luthias was unable to convince the dwarven king to aid his tribe, but fell in love with the king's daughter, Skea. Luthias and Skea fled the dwarven realm and returned to his tribe. Skea taught Luthias the art of fighting without pain, the berserker state known as the battle wrath, and with it, Luthias became a renowned warrior. Luthias led his tribe to many victories, until eventually he replaced his foster father as chief of his tribe. This peace would not last. During a feast between the tribal leaders of the Alamari and the Avar, the beautiful and powerful Avar chieftain, Morriganen, became enamored with Luthias and seduced him. Skea learned of the tryst and fled the village to return to Orzammar. When Luthias rebuffed Morriganen's offer of marriage, she left in great anger, and from that moment on there was war between the two great tribes. For 15 years, the Alamari and the Avar fought. During the Battle of Red Falls, a powerful young warrior from Morriganen's tribe challenged Luthias to a battle. Luthias was injured grievously, but slew the boy. Morriganen revealed that the boy was Luthias' son, conceived 15 years ago during their tryst. She cursed Luthias as the murderer of his own kin, and the Battle of Red Falls turned against Luthias. Morriganon defeated Luthias in battle after battle, until the Alamari were driven to the foothills of the Frostback Mountains. There, Luthias made a last stand. In the night before Luthias' final battle, Skaya came to him and offered him a dwarven suit of chain in exchange for a night together. Luthias agreed and wore the armor the following morning in battle. The battle was fierce and bloody, and Luthias met Morriganon in personal combat. In the end, Luthias slew the warrior woman, but not before receiving a mortal wound to his heart, the chain inexplicably unable to block her final blow. Luthias died, and after the battle was done, a party of dwarven warriors came down from the mountain and took the body of Luthias back to Orzammar. From The Legend of Luthias Dwarfson, author unrecorded, circa -350 Ancient. Well, that's an interesting story.
If you have business with the Ash Warriors, I suggest you speak to our commander.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
What's the problem?
This is a Mabari. Smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
Just how smart is this dog?
Centuries ago, a mage bred them to be smart and understand what they're told. They can remember and carry out complex orders. Most valuable dogs in the world. Trouble is, they generally imprint to one master. Re-imprinting them is very difficult. But without the medicine, re-imprinting won't be an issue. Will you help?
Why do you think I could muzzle him?
You're a Grey Warden, or soon will be. All wardens are immune to the darkspawn taint. The most you have to worry about is some tooth marks.
I'll give it a shot.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
And maybe the dog will maul you. The dog looks up at you respectfully, backing down from his aggressive stance. You see intelligence in his eyes, as well as a great deal of pain. This animal is very ill. Kill the dog! Wow. Let's try muzzling the dog. The Mabari growls weakly, but does not challenge you. After you're done,
Well done.
he whimpers plaintively.
Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I might be. Why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white, with a blood-red centre.
Why don't you get it yourself?
The wilds are off limits to non-soldiers, and I have many other hounds under my care.
Will the dog be alright without it?
If he doesn't get it, chances are he'll need to be put down.
Where in the wilds would I find this flower?
It usually grows in dead wood that collects at the edge of ground pools. Should be plenty this time of year.
I'll see if I can find one.
Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
Mabari Warhounds. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs, howling and snarling, has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. Yeah, Mabari hounds are really cool. Gather the strange flower from the wilds. The kennel master at the king's camp has a Mabari, a hound bred for intelligence and combat ability, It has been poisoned by darkspawn blood. You have muzzled the hound, but the kennel master needs a flower that grows in the wilds to treat him properly. The flower is white with a red center.
The Mabari's stable for now, but not improving. Unless I get that herb I told you about, there's not much hope.
I'll see if I can find it.
I hope you do. He probably won't survive without it.
Kennels.
We stand here in this hour, good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your maker. Die in this battle, and when you stand before the Maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the Maker, go with our blessing, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
Quiet. I'm trying to listen. Hail, Grey Warden.
How do you do?
Ostagar is a very defensible location. Even if the Horde outnumbers us, we should see a decisive victory.
If you'll excuse me, we are praying. Shh, I'm trying to listen. Well met. Well met.
You got to pray just to make it today.
I do not have time to speak at present, thank you. I do not have time to speak at present, thank you.
This cleric doesn't want to talk to us. Mages are here, Infirmary is here, Quartermaster is here, Alistair is up there. But I think that is going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Dragon Age Origins.